What's up, everybody? Destroyer here. Welcome back to the Castle Lord of the Rings, the Battle from the Little 2, patch 1.09, and today we have a 1v1 on the Fords of Isen II. I think it's Fords of Isen II. It's either Fords of Isen or Fords of Anduin. I'm pretty sure it's Fords of Isen. Anyway, we have, let's see who we have in this match. Ecthelion as the elves in the top left, and in the bottom right we have ArCh4Ng3L. So he's also very good. Both these players are extremely good at 1.09, so it should be a good match, I hope. Otto, he's also as known as Otto, ArCh4Ng3L is. He's also pretty good. Well, he used to be good at Rise of the Witch King. I haven't seen him play it in a long time, but he was at the time. I'm sure he still is. Ecthelion is going for an Elven barrack start with some warriors, and we have. He picked yellow. The yellow color in 1.09 isn't bad, but still hard to see on the mini-map a bit, unfortunately. Just because the color of the mini-map, I can see it, sort of. But anyway, he's going for a Rook Pit start, except he's putting it away from his base. Perhaps if the Elven player spies on him, which he has done. Well, he has done somewhere. It's on cooldown. Oh, he's actually... No. Where did he spy?
We offer bows.
Here? I think he used it on his base. I guess he didn't know what he was up against, so maybe he's spying for Dwarven attack. Perhaps that is the case. Sounds like we have visions of the Palantir being casted on the base here of ArCh4Ng3L as well, perhaps. Well, he knows his opponent's elves. I'd imagine both of them just went random. But who knows? Looks like he's got some Uruk soldiers out there. Urukai. Might help to fend off these Elven warriors. He is decommissioning that building, getting most of the money back for it. Not most, but a little over a third, I guess. Ecthelion using archers to creep the Warglare, which does work. He's using Bombard to actually do damage to it, as you see there. Does it do more than regular attack? Maybe. Maybe not. But it does make it so he doesn't actually have to look at it. Looks like he's very much watching it because he just told him to go in there and grab that gold, and that's an extra like 300 something gold or whatever it is. So that's definitely helpful. It definitely pays off to creep out these Warglares early if you can. Hence the whole reason creeping is a thing. And there's of course the famous kicking Urukai pikeman. Which I was told is because the guy who motion capped the pikeman kicked. I find funny. Why would you choose to do that of all things? How hard would it be to motion cap a stab animation? Who knows? Alright, Ecthelion is continuing to creep here. He's got some Mythlon sentries out as well. So he has archers and pikes. And ArCh4Ng3L is got himself pikes and swords also. But no crossbows as of yet. He's going to try and kill this warg though. Systematics cave troll, as it says. And if you're wondering why it says systematics cave troll, it's some sort of like 1.08 Easter egg that I don't understand. So it's, I don't know. I find it very odd they put little things like that in there. Because it makes no sense to like 99% of the people who play it. But, hey, whatever. We got 2 battalions of archers there. He's got some pikes. Ecthelion is clear to take this in if he so desires, and he can of course recruit hobbits? Or is it peasants? It might be peasants in 1.09. I guess we'll find out shortly. But he's continuing to push. These Lorien warriors are doing work. He's got some crossbows to try and help, but of course they will fall victim to the range of the archers there. They are indeed peasants, and they take 10 command points. Apparently strong against buildings. So they could be useful for harassing potentially, but we do have some warriors out in the field. ArCh4Ng3L could be useful as long as he keeps away from these pikes, of course. Lots of spying being done as well. The elves just spied in the bottom right of the base of ArCh4Ng3L, so Ecthelion can see what's going on there. because he's going to move that way. That's why he spied over there. He wants to know if there's an enemy waiting or if there's anything worth taking in the bottom right, I imagine. So he's going to move over there. He could potentially pick off this builder with these archers. Well, at least know there's a crossbow ambush waiting to happen. And the crossbow seem to be doing... I'd like to say they're doing well. But he almost lost a battalion and a half taking out one. So maybe not the best. But with a little bit of help from the War Riders. A bit too late. They did get it. We did get a builder there. So ArCh4Ng's down a builder. Also he's going to be down in this farm. He's weakened it so he can bring in Arwen. ArCh4Ng wisely destroying that before Arwen can get experience off of it. Because he doesn't want Arwen to level up, of course. To level 4, and she gets the flood ability, which is strong against cavalry. Also puts out fires. If you don't have a builder close, I guess, and you want to put out a fire, you can do that. ArCh4Ng is on the attack here. He's got himself a Warg Riders doing some damage to the economy of Ecthelion, who's got some Rohan peasants, which do have an HD skin in HD edition as well. Pretty cool. Apparently they've called a lot of women to arms. Lots of shield maidens in those peasants. Which makes sense for Rohan, I suppose. So that's where the shield maidens really are from. And really used, I suppose. You don't really hear about the Gondorian shield maidens, do you? I don't know if there's any in the book or anything, but... Like, you know of course, what's her name? Eowyn. And then, of course, you have Arwen, which isn't a real one, but she was still a shield maid of Rohan from Lord of the Rings Third Age, I want to say. Yeah. That game, if you ever played that one, or not real-time strategy. RPG, that's what it's called. Pretty cool game. Completely off topic, though. Alright, let's see how good it... Wow, these peasants are actually doing work on these buildings. They're a little better than I thought they'd be. Strangely, they do have a colored icon, as opposed to everything else that does not. I don't know why that is. But it looks like they're no match for the Warg Riders, of course. Arwen's level 2, but she's going to get out of there. Lurtz is a good choice, of course, to counter Arwen, because he's cripple. We'll hold her in place and allow him to beat the crap out of Arwen. We do have a big army from Ecthelion being moved across the ford. So ArCh4Ng might be in a bit of trouble here shortly. He's sending Warg Riders to the north here. Harass some trees. As you do. ArCh4Ng's definitely going to need a bigger force though. He's also healing up his troops around the excavations that have been purchased on the fort, which do heal Isengard's troops around the fortress, like a House of Healing or what have you for the good factions. Those respective things. So each team has one of these fortress upgrades that heals their troops around them. Now. Which is good or bad, depends on your outlook, I suppose. There's the Elven Lid, of course. You can cast right in front of the base of ArCh4Ng. Not the best, of course, place for him to have that, because the elves will now have double armor. That's what's called 50% armor. I don't know if 50% and double armor are the same thing. It sounds the same. Is it, though? Is it? I don't know. I'm a caster, not a fucking math wizard. Or something. Not even that. But yeah, I think he'll be able to defend here pretty well. And of course, this is the problem with having the ground covers enabled. I only leave it enabled for replays. But if you're playing a game, I wouldn't recommend using these nice ground covers because of these powers that cover the ground. They really should be overriding this, and they don't. And I think that's a big drawback. Surely there's a way to have made that happen. But maybe not. Maybe that's the way it is the way it is. You can turn it off, of course, which is nice, but still. There's the flood from Arwen. Not really hitting a whole lot, not even killing the Wildmen, because it's not really good against ground infantry. In 1.9, it's mainly a cavalry thing. probably does some damage to buildings as well. Looks like a builder has fallen from Ecthelion to the might of the Warg Rider attack pack. Also some Wildman summon left over in there as well. Oh no, the Wargs got caught on the Lancers. He was in position to get a really nice attack there. See, he's going to go for the barracks. He did manage to grab the barracks, but he will lose his Warg Riders for that. Is that worth it? Probably not. Seeing as how a barracks is like, what, 302 battalions of workers is 1,000 total? If you're trading money for money, not the best of trades. But he will slow down the Elven build a little bit. Ecthelion does have a stable though, which can allow him to get Rivendell Lancers, of course. Let's see what level Lurtz is. Lurtz is level 4. He can pin Arwen down now if he so desires. Is he going to do it? Nope. He should have. He had enough time to take one shot. He could have used Cripple, but he didn't. Unfortunate. He might have been looking elsewhere. While his guy's chasing other guys. So who knows. Ecthelion's bringing a pretty sizable force over here. He's still utilizing a lot of peasants. Which I like to see, actually. Rarely do you see Rohan peasants being utilized much by the elves, because generally you get better units for the elves from just basic barracks. I think for destroying buildings, the peasants are wonderful. They just do a lot of damage. They're not very tanky though, and of course they won't do very good against other infantry, but you know, everything has a drawback. And there we go. Lurtz is going to carnage down Arwen here. She's going to try and fight back, but of course she's not going to succeed. Arwen's no match for the might of Angry Lurtz. And Hangry Lurtz will eat you alive. You will taste man flesh, or elf flesh in this case, I guess. That's what he does. Looks like he loses his word pit though. To the might of peasants. Only just though. Barely managed to get it. And apparently the peasants give you a Dalian body, a Dalian banner carrier. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure that was fixed for something. Oh, that's fixed for 2.2. That's what it was. Apparently, at one point I didn't get that fixed. As there was a Rider Rohan made a model for the Rohan peasant banner carrier. I remember seeing. But oh well, doesn't really matter, does it? Not that immersion breaking. We're still making peasants out of an inn. Alright, Archangel's going for an attack here. He's got a decent Isen force. Will it be enough to do too much damage to the elves? Maybe not. Ecthelion has a couple of battalions of archers, but the wargs, he should be able to get a nice trample. Oh, Ecthelion managed to trick him though. And nail his army with that nice flood. Nice little kite and weight for him to put himself in danger. It looks like Lurtz has crippled him once again. Arwen is now immobile. And she does not have her flood ability, so she's probably going to get ravaged once again. Of course, doesn't even need carnage to kill Arwen in one-on-one combat. But if there's other elves involved, perhaps. Could go into bow mode and take her out. So Brandon finish her off though. He is up to level 5. One more level, he gets his last ability, loot skills for resources, which will help Archangel's economy out quite nicely. There's lots of arrow towers though on the fortress of Ecthelion. It's going to make it difficult to attack his fort, or anywhere around his fort. As the elven arrow towers are pretty good. Look at this. Anything that comes in here is just shredded. Shredded wheat. So he's going to need some ballistas probably, I'd imagine. Something along those lines. Although it looks like he has suffered some damage to his economy, of course. Probably at the hands of peasants. Ecthelion is still wisely bringing out to a siege at his farms. So they're actually doing very well for the amount of money he's spending on peasants. They're literally only 120 and they cost 10 command points, and they can take a farm pretty easily. So I'd say they're definitely worth their weight in gold. I'm sure you would agree. Oh yeah. So very nice to see the yin utilized so heavily for the elves. I think it's really paying off. Especially when he doesn't really have a whole lot of real army to speak of. Nobody's taken out the cave troll in the top right yet. So there's still one in there. It could be claimed. 4 more peasants. Or of course Isengard could claim it for themselves. I don't know what Isengard's in unit is. It could be Wildman still. I say still, that's what it is in Rise of Witch King 2.2. I don't remember what it is in 1.09. It could be Corsairs for all I know. I don't know. Well, if he takes it, I guess we'll find out. I hope it's not Wildman. The crossbows should be able to drop those peasants with ease, though. That's going to make harassment a bit harder as long as he has a battalion of crossbows out. In defending. We got a Warg Rider Warg Pit going back up. We also have a defensive arrow tower with crossbows in it, guarding the back of ArCh4Ng's base. It's not something you see every day, actually putting garrisoned archers into a arrow tower there. For Isengard in their base. It's a smart idea though, because that'll stop any of that nasty harassment he is suffering. There we go, we got a nice 2-for-1. Nice stun with the devastation. As well as the old get the trees for resources. But we have a counter eagle summon. And that is going to shut down Isengard's army very, very strongly. So he's going to flee, of course, and lose majority of these troops, I would imagine. These eagles are pretty strong. Oof. What a landing. Oh no, they're going to get the builder as well. ArCh4Ng's thrown up wall hub. Will that be enough to save it? Yes. Because he's opted not to attack that. It's probably a waste of time. Eagles are on a timer, of course. You want to try and utilize them as much as you can, so he's sending him in to do what he can. He got, looks like, white and black eagles for both. They do come in varied colors, so it's usually you don't see the same eagle summoned in the same summon. This time you did. It says Omen. Is it? I don't know. Maybe not. Could be a good or bad omen. I didn't see. Not that I know anyway. I don't know who wins this match. By any means. Which makes it all the better. Although, if I had to look at the state of the game right now, just judging by the mini-map alone, I would say that Ecthelion is definitely winning the match. Because he is converging in ArCh4Ng, who's just playing very defensively at the moment. I wouldn't say he's losing by much, though. Nobody has the north, so that's not really a bad thing. But Ecthelion does have the bottom left, although it looks like we have ArCh4Ng expanding that way as well. Until some peasants, of course, fighting that. Honestly, I think a big part of that is the peasants. As crazy as it is to say. They've done a huge amount of work for the elves. But definitely, Ecthelion's not really in a position to kill off his enemy as of yet. Even if he was winning the match, I would say, he's still going to need some sort of something to break this tower, probably. It's going to be difficult. Most of the peasants died on the way over there. Oh dear. Fortunately, it should be about right here, ideally. And then he could cover this whole range and they wouldn't be able to get away like that. But at the same time, he did the majority of what he needs to do. And it can cover the rest of the base from where it is. It's not a bad spot by any means. Now ArCh4Ng's going on the attack. Does he have enough power in his force to attack? One of the Creebine he might have. But he is fighting on Elven Wood, as you see there. Which is not good for him. The elves have double armor. And just lots of range. Lots of trees as well to hide in. They can hide in their own trees they summon. Which is devilish. Look at all these Lorien archers he's got. His army is Lorien archers upon Lorien archers. It's disgusting. Was that 5 battalions just there? And there's one over here. 6? 6 battalions of Lorien archers? It's a bit excessive. Is it though? Probably not. It's pretty standard for elves, I think. Oh, nice Watcher. The bane of all elves. Ye old Watcher. I love watching Watcher just decimate elven armies. They deserve it for doing what they do. Elven armies have a tendency to clump, of course, because they are mostly made of archers. On the one hand, generally stick together, which makes them perfect targets for Watchers, barrages, etc. I mean, a lot of armies do that anyway, but especially elves are more of a campy, kind of clump-heavy army for most players. We have Ents being brought out for Ecthelion, bringing him out sneakily over here. This nice little Entmoot, which for 1.9 has added a bunch of fancy trees on it. Pretty cool. So that could give him the siege strength he needs to actually take out his enemy. He's also building peasants from there. So you can build peasants from both sides of the map. So many peasants. What can men do against such reckless peasant? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, ArcHangel, Isengard player. Just got alerts back. He does have level 6 now, which is good for him. He has Watcher. Wildman, he's got Devastation and Creebine in that. Vision of Palantir, 7 power points, 445, 550. And then we have Ecthelion. Of course, that's Summon Eagles, Elven Wood, Farsight, 17 power points, 832 of 850 command points. So if you look at the command point limits, he's 444, 550, and we have 836 of 850. So I definitely say Ecthelion is ahead by a significant margin. Maybe even power-wise, ahead by a decently significant margin as well. Although ArcHangel has a few more smaller powers. But we will see the Elven 25-point power here shortly, I have no doubt. If he keeps this up. So there's a nice 412 resources kill for Arwen, though. That's one thing Lurtz does quite nicely. If you're killing a bunch of elves, they generally will net you a lot of money. Like 113 for the builder. His economy is growing. 3 for peasants, apparently. Even though they only cost 120 to command, to actually bring out. Wow, they're so bad against Ward Riders that they won't even kill one before they capture the outpost. Feels bad. Oh, they killed one. Congratulations. You proved me wrong. Got some Rubinal Lancers being brought in from Ecthelion. ArcHangel's definitely in a bad spot, though. There's a wall of Lorien archers here, and he has Ents. I don't know if that devastation did damage to that Ents. It does in 2.02, but it does significant damage in 2.2 Rise of the Witch King. Clearly not in a 2.09 though. But so he is sieging the base from 2 different angles. So I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna get that fort. I do really like this Ent. The willow tree Ent is really cool. Will ArcHangel be able to save his base? Will Wild and Summon be enough? Maybe. It's not like they have torches, though. I don't think so. He's definitely going to lose his fort. Although this Ent is starting to get killed. Oh, and there's the flood. Yikes. Well, that decimated ArcHangel's army. That's bad for him. Very bad indeed. He will actually save his fortress, though. Lurtz and these wildmen should be able to take out the Ent. And he should be able to push back. But, yeah, it's not going to take much. One sneaky Ent. And I'd say ArcHangel's base is done for. Dunzo. Dunzo, Washington. ArcHangel is about to get himself a 25-point power, though. Be interesting, but his economy is decimated. 264, 300. 300 is not a lot when the enemy has 9... or 1,000 rather. Ecthelion is just destroying him in this match. Which could be, of course, a match balance issue, I have no idea. Or just he's playing much better than the opponents. I'm not sure if Isengard is actually good against elves or not. I don't play 1.9 much, as I'm sure I've stated before. So, I don't know the particular balances as much as I should. Or what factions are OP in 1.9, you might say. I've heard dwarves are OP. I believe that. Good on them, I'd say, because dwarves deserve to be OP. Elves, on the other hand, I have no idea. They seem to do pretty well, but I've also seen them get completely obliterated. Especially by goblins of all teams. So who knows? It could be because Wargrider's health isn't that good. They don't do very well against the elves, perhaps. Wargriders aren't particularly known for being good in any patch, it's going to be said. So, it's no different in 1.9, really. They'll still get a decent trample off most of the time. And of course, they're great for damaging buildings. But that charge, of course, wasn't going to be enough to actually bring those Merkwoods down, and they're getting picked off rapidly. And there's the Eagle Summon once again. Surprised he didn't summon that on the fort. Oh, we got 2 black eagles this time. Looks like 2 big crows. Everyone loves a good crow. Or is that a raven? Ravens have black beaks, don't they? I don't know. Perhaps. Pretty sure crows don't. But I'm not a fucking birdologist. Is that a thing? Birdologist? Probably not. It is now. And I know what my next job is. Oh yeah. Looks like Ecthelion's opting not to go for the fort. Instead, do little bits of damage to arrow towers for some reason. Why would you attack this and not finish it? Oh, maybe he wants to get R1 in there and hit it? I don't know. I genuinely don't know, actually. Why would you not finish him off? I guess he's just making it easy to kill him off. He's starting to kick down the fort again with another Ent. And he went for the attack. He baited him out. And the Warguard has been destroyed by eagles. Eagles are a huge counter to flying or to cav. ArCh4Ng3L, I'm pretty sure he has the fortress armor though. I can't tell though. When it's damaged, it's hard to tell. If it wasn't super damaged, it might be more obvious. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just tanky. Who knows? So it looks like we have a battalion of Wargriders. Level 5. Continuing to ravage the ranks of the elves. There's a nice run through the elves. Completely obliterating that battalion of Merkwoods. That's what you want. That one as well. Almost completely obliterating it. So orcs do really well sometimes. It's just sometimes they don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. It's just like that. That sounds really bad when you think about it. I was just quoting the Almond Joy motto, but slogan rather. That sounds filthy. What the hell's that? What is growling over here? I have no idea, but his fortress is being repaired, as you see there. That little builder's working night and day. Half infused himself into the wall so he could fix it. While the builder's on the case. So if he can get that back up, he might be back in the game. If ArCh4Ng3L could pull a victory out of this, then I say very impressive. But I definitely say he's not in the best of positions. Ecthelion definitely has the upper hand, although Ecthelion is rapidly losing the upper hand. I don't know what happened, but I feel like he has given up land control. Like, map control is rapidly being lost. He's losing all his farms, and he's just letting ArCh4Ng3L come back completely. ArCh4Ng3L also thrown up another tower there. More defensive towers from pro players. And they said it wasn't a thing. They said it couldn't be done. It has been done. Beautiful. Well, the more stuff he takes out, the better. I think the later game it gets, the more powerful Isengard will get. If Isengard goes for upgrades, I think that'd be huge for him, perhaps. I'm not quite sure how much better it makes Isengard in 1.9, but I imagine it makes him better. Just heavy armor in general makes you better. But of course the elves can go for Silverthorns, which would just be brutal. Something you don't see very often from pro players who play elves. They don't really go for the Silverthorn upgrades, you'll notice. A lot of times they won't even go for Merkwoods in 1.9. Because Lorien archers are just good. They don't really have a reason to go for Merkwoods because they're just more expensive. Why would you? Of course, they do more damage. They have more range. Merkwoods are definitely better. But you can actually upgrade your Lorien archers with heavy armor, which can be pretty effective. There's the Watcher. Obliterating those Merkwoods quite severely. Would I rather use it on 2 battalions of Merkwoods over an entire army? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I think this was the GCU target for sure, but most of that wasn't together though. There's a real eagle on the field though. The giant eagle has been summoned from the fortress. Tom Bombadil is making an appearance as well. Here he is. So the Tom Bombadil for elves gives you leadership. Interesting. I could have swore I looked at a few Tom Bombadils from other factions and they weren't giving that bonus. But I could be wrong. See, there's some war guards trying to chill over there. They have been spotted and they will be executed for trimes? For trimes, yes. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's worth killing someone over. Ah, we got Corsairs of Umbar. That could only mean one thing. Isengard's in unit is Corsairs of Umbar. It is indeed. Oh, there you go. The Corsairs have come to fight for Isengard. Definitely a good addition to the army, though, as they will make short work of these Mithlons, being a sword unit and all. These aren't Mithlons, of course. These Lorien warriors will outclass the Corsairs, I'm pretty sure, in melee combat without too much trouble, especially at level 4. Well, this game has quickly become very even again. We have 482 of 800 for Ecthelion, 452, 484, whatever, of 800 for... Now both players are 800, so they both have the same amount of farms, or level 3 farms with a mixture of farms. So we have a fortress eagle hump scenario going on here, which is awkward to say the least. Never want your bird jizzing in your fortress. It's very strange. That happens sometimes with your flying units. They bug out on big structures sometimes. It happens. You just have to live with it. Oh, bad day to be a peasant. We're just moving north with some forces from ArcHangel, who has got himself the Wizard's Tower, so he can use the lightning strike. Targeted nuclear strike, of course. Not so much nuclear, but that'll be pretty pretty devastating against this elf army, I'd imagine. As soon as they stop to clump, he'll hit them with the Wizard's Tower, I hope. Like right now, if he could have hit them, ooh, it would have been devastating to that elven army. He's going to have to walk by a tower with crossbows in it, though, and he notices that. He's going to pull back wisely. This eagle's still at half health. I just heard the cripple strike thing. I think Lord's can fire his cripple strike at the eagle, but he can't actually cripple strike it, if I'm not mistaken. Because what else would he have done it? Oh, it can damage flyers. There you go. He even sells no tooltips. Sometimes it helps to read tooltips to kids. Isn't that a thing of beauty or what? A lot of forces of ArcHangel are being ravaged here. Oh, there we go. Fucking... Just trying to get a good view. And then it just zoomed off into nowhere. But yeah, there's the Wizard Tower. That did what it needed to do. The Elven army is completely destroyed. Pretty much, except for this battalion here and this battalion here. They'll be picked off. There's a little bit as well. I think the use of towers is definitely helping out ArcHangel for sure. It's making it very difficult for Ecthelion to send his peasants in now, because we have these towers of crossbows guarding all entrances, making it difficult as hell. Harassment, of course, is difficult as well because of the eagle. So Isengard Struggling in that case. Ooh, that only means one thing. Saruman is here. I love how you always know when Saruman comes out. That thunderous boom. Saruman has potential to be incredibly good here. Although I do notice he levels up slow at certain points in the game. I don't understand why. I feel like you get to Fireball fairly quickly, and then after that you kind of just... Or maybe you even get to level 4 or 5. But sometimes you kill a whole battalion with Saruman, he just doesn't level. It's like, what? He gets like a sliver of experience. It's weird. But if he levels to level 10, of course, we get to see his awesome Thunderbolt that we never get to see in games because he rarely gets level 10. And I think this late into this game, I have no idea if that'll be the case either. It's a hefty size replay for a 1v1 though, it's gonna be said. So, who knows? It will be a longer game, to say the least. Which it was already showing to have been, because they're nowhere near killing each other. Isengard does indeed have the fort upgrades. Oh, of course he does. That's how you get the Wizard Tower. I think the addition of some Ballista would be pretty good for Isen. Because Ballista are pretty good in 1.9. They'd be definitely good against these elves. Well, as archers. And of course you can actually run over warriors with the Ballista if you want to. It works. Sometimes. Get more peasants being brought in from Ecthelion from the north. He's also throwing up a wall up here. Is he going to wall off this ford? Ecthelion's done it before. I've seen it. He very well do it again. And force the game into a choke point scenario. In the center. Or the south, perhaps. At least he'll see where it's coming from. He might have just thrown this down, of course. To save his builder. But it seems very conveniently placed in the center. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's indeed building a wall. It's very unusual to see pro players using walls and towers. Usually that's something that's extremely frowned upon in the community. For whatever reason, I don't know why. In the old patches I can understand to a degree. But not 1.9 so much. If you get building a wall, just build a ballista. Build a siege weapon, you know? It's not that big of a deal. Generally speaking. You can get through those pretty easily if you're not dumb as hell. But this will definitely slow down the enemy. And these aren't upgraded walls, so it's not like it's going to be too difficult. Isengard could do the same thing if you wanted to. ArCh4Ng3L could wall off anywhere with actual better walls than the elves, so he could do that if he so desires. How close is he to a... He has his Dragon Strike ready to go. He's also got Freezing Rain, and he is close to another 25. Perhaps he's waiting to hit him with a wombo combo of Dragon Strike and Dragon. Which could be pretty brutal, and then follow it up with an army. That could be a game ender right there. Maybe that's what he's banking on. I guess we'll find out when he gets there. I didn't even look at the elves. Ecthelion does have Flood ready. He has got some Eagles ready as well. And he doesn't have Cloud Break though, or any 15-point power on the other side, which of course is Sun and Ents. So definitely ArCh4Ng3L is in a better spot power point wise, because he's able to get both of his 25s. He's got Saruman as well, who's just beasting. Oh, there's the Dragon Strike. A black dragon, no less. It's Caligon the Black. Not nearly big enough, of course, to be Caligon the Black, but still pretty cool. And of course, he's long dead. That is a tactic though, using Dragon Strike on armies. If you use it while they're close enough to the edge of the map, it gets in, it does the damage, and it can get out pretty quickly. So it's always good to see it used defensively on an army. It's risky because, of course, the enemy army could get out of the way in time. If they're quick enough, I suppose. But it's got to be satisfying to do. We've got more Warg Riders being sent in. So going to be torn apart by Eagles, but not before ravaging these Mirkwoods, I would imagine. There is the Ents 11 mill. course, End summons 3 hints. I'm so glad that in 1.09 that does not make my ears bleed, as it used to do in 1.08. Has he used his flood yet? Not yet. If you can get through this tower, then he could potentially, oh, never mind. Wizard's Tower taking care of that End summon. And all 3 Ents going down very rapidly. It's like throwing a toaster into a bathtub. Not quite. It doesn't actually work that way. Hitting lightning on the water, but they look that way at least. But yeah, they're dead. And we have a battering ram. There you go. See, that'll do it. Battering ram will get him through here very quickly. Of course, he's going to want to target the wall hub so it can't be rebuilt. Wall hubs can't be rebuilt like wall segments can be. Saruman getting whipped out of the way there. Saruman doesn't get knocked down by eagles though, thankfully for him. He's too high tier. But he still will die to eagles, so we have to be very cautious. But of course the elves took an incredible amount of damage. Lurtz on the other hand, not so lucky as you see there. He'll be infinitely stun locked by the eagle, which is always fun. And he's pretty much dead at that point. Not a feature I'm a fan of, as I've stated many times. This is so stupid. But hey, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Looks like he opted to go through the through the wall part. We got flood being used from Ecthelion. The new flood particle effect is really good. Love it. Looks like we have dragon ready to be used for Ecthelion, Archangel. Could use it on the elf base. Wouldn't be that good though. Looks like his new eagle is now bald eagle looking almost. White and black eagle. Pretty cool. Well, now that he has a battering ram, he can continue to do damage to buildings nicely. Of course, they'll be shut down by the eagle. This army, little raiding party, doesn't have any air support. Anti-air support, rather. Isengard doesn't have air support. One thing I think Archangel could utilize against that eagle, though, is, of course, Worm Tongue. Which sounds ridiculous, I know. But his backstab ability stabs eagles in 1.09 for whatever reason. Don't question why it does, just accept the fact it does, and use it, I guess. It's the moral of the story. So I would utilize that if I was Archangel, for sure. Also, Worm Tongue's got a lot of other cool abilities, like Venomous Words and the other hero stealing ability, which could be good against Legolas, of course. And the fact that you can just hide when he's about to die. Someone almost killed the eagle off. Close, but no cigar. Looks like this tower will stand. Both teams are digging in deep, camping it out. It's going to be a very, very long game at this rate. I've figured that out. There's the dragon summon. See how much damage he gets done. It's already taken a fair amount of damage. Ooh, that whole battalion of Merkwoods is toast. Literally. Dragon summon's pretty cool, isn't it? I like dragon summon. I mean, it's kind of a weird looking dragon. I definitely prefer the Goblin's dragon. Small looking dragon better. Still not a bad one. That'll shut down the elves level 3 barracks. That's never a good thing for the elves to lose. Oh, looks like Ecthelion was secretly going for upgrades back here. Not for silver thorns though. Actually, this thing's been pelted with arrows for a while now. It's barely taking any damage. Apparently Dragon is quite resilient against arrows. Of course, the more level 3 Malorgies you can kill with this dragon, the better. You don't want to lose your level 3 farms like late in the game. They become very important at that point. He's not going to have time to do much damage here. If he had 2 more strikes, he'd be able to destroy both these buildings. Well, maybe just about. You get the stables though. That's not bad. The Treebeard is on the field now. And he's utilizing Treebeard to just walk over the crossbows. It's a good feature. As long as you're not walking over pikemen, it's pretty strong. You can walk over archers, you can walk over swordsmen. And he acts as just a big ol' fucking trampling unit. It's pretty good. Looks like Ecthelion's got a decent sized force in the north here, led by Legolas. He's moving some peasants as well through this little hole in the wall that Archangel created. Of course, he's going to die to these arrow towers. So not really going to get very far with that one, because there is crossbowmen in here. And of course, Mordecai waiting to engage. And it looks like he's bringing out Siege Ballista. I think that'll definitely be a step in the right direction, but he just needs a way to deal with the eagle, which he may have already done. No, I don't see the eagle on the eagle post. There it is. So I was going to say the eagle will shut down this ballista nicely. But there you go, he killed the eagle. With enough crossbows, anything is possible. Treebeard, on the other hand, has another thing to say. Man, he's kicking ass. Apparently 1.9 Treebeard is pretty strong, because he's not taking too much damage. Although Saruman, hitting with a big fireball, that did some serious damage. Treebeard is worth his weight in gold right now. Will he be able to save him though from these pikes? Yes indeed. Peasants throwing away their lives to save Treebeard. Does Treebeard heal? Maybe. Well, the eagle's dead. He'll need a new eagle, which is 1,000 resources for Ecthelion. Let's actually have a look at resources. Archangel's sitting on almost 5 grand. Lots of power points. And Ecthelion's sitting on about 3 grand. With some power points as well, but he doesn't have his other. He doesn't have Sunflare yet. He's getting there. He just needs 6 more power points, and he can get Sunflare. I think Archangel has all his powers, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
Don't draw attention.
Those are 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's missing 2. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't care. He's got a lot of power points sitting on it, so I'm going to assume he's got everything he needs. But the space is looking pretty safe so far. It's going to be difficult for the elves to actually make a full-on siege, especially with the Saruman there to deal with Treebeard. I do really hope he gets a level 10 Saruman, but as we see there, he just Wizard Blasted an entire battalion of Galadrim and got the tiniest bit of experience. I feel like something's wrong with Saruman's leveling. Almost. With any other hero, I feel like they would have got like a level that. Granted, most of the battalion didn't die, I'll give you that. But even if they did, I think it wouldn't have been much more. Let's see how much he gets for fireballing these when he actually decides to stop being a turret. Better. Although he really should use that on Treebeard. And now that he doesn't have that fireball, Treebeard is going to be a monster. Treebeard just seems massive in the line, which is good because he's supposed to be. Of course. Yeah, he's as big as a tree. Weird. It's almost like he is a tree. He is no tree. He's Treebeard. I think Archangel needs fire arrows ASAP. Hopefully he's working on it. I noticed it's taking these players ages to get upgrades, which is unusual. I think quicker upgrades would have been pretty useful. For both players, Silverthorns would have been huge for elves early on. Even at this stage of the game, still be huge. You'd be decimating the armies of Archangel. Silverthorn arrows. Saruman's going balls deep. Oh, that'll give him a level. See, that gave him some experience. Those are the kind of things you need for Saruman. He's already level 7. Now he can steal armies. He could take all of these elves and go decommission them in his fort. If he so desires. He should. There you go. He has taken the elven army. Ooh, that was pretty clutch. Very nice indeed. He didn't take everybody, it looks like. Oh, he didn't take these. He took the Merclids. Aha. Well, very cool. So now he has this battalion of workers. He should really get rid of them, though. Or get them out of that fog at least, so he can kill them. Leave them next to an arrow tower so when they come out, they die. But no, he left some level 10 Mirkwoods to go back to his enemy. I don't know why he would do that. But okay. Saruman is level almost 8. He's starting to level finally. Thank goodness. I would love to see a Thunderbolt. Just once. Just one. Please. That's all I want from this game. And then we can all die happy. Or maybe not, but I'll die happy at least. We got more troops being brought over here. Upgraded forged blades and heavy armor, I think. Yes, indeed. We got little lightsabers. Ready to play Duel of the Fates. Kick some ass. ArcHangel's readying an attack here, it looks like. Indeed he is. What does Ecthelion have in defense? He has a couple battalions of Mirkwoods. And a Legolas, who is up to level 7 almost. Once he gets level 10, of course, he gets Arrowwind, which is really brutal. And very cool looking as well. Someone's gonna kill the builder here. Nope, not quite. Not today. And there's the Eagle Summon. That's immediately shutting down that. He needs to get his Saruman out of there ASAP. I don't think he's going to be able to get back to this arrow tower in time. Oh. So he's opting not to actually go there. This has gone Knife Fighter mode, which gives him melee attack, 35% armor. So he's taking out Corsairs, Wildmen. Those aren't Corsairs. They're Wildmen. And some Urukai crossbows as well. And the eagle from the fort has been resummoned as well. Also, Ecthelion pushing forth with an attack here in the north. He's summoning Ents also. A very close summon Ents, like we said. This is going to go melee, which it looks like he's going to. Oh, ArcHangel a little too slow. Unfortunately, only got one of the Ents with the lightning tower. Although this fire arrow tower is destroying his Ents. And all he got was a tower. Whoa. Boy. Well, there's the Sunflare. Looks like he finally got it. And that was devastating. I love the Sunflare sound. And I like the effect as well. I think that's a huge upgrade from the original Sunflare. Personally. I really like that effect. Well, it's going to set him back a bit. Most of his army's dead. Saruman didn't take too much damage from that, though, so thankfully for him. Also, his siege works is still fully functional. He can also make mines. I don't know if it's particularly useful, but, you know. I also don't know how good they are in Mulbarine. Mines aren't something you see very often in anyone's games, really. But when they are used, they're usually pretty effective once they get off explosion. If you can get him close enough to the enemy base and blow him up Saruman, it's pretty good. But of course, it takes you usually with the element of surprise to be able to do that, or just have an overwhelming force that can do that. Currently, I don't think ArcHangel has either of those things in his advantage, because the elves have plenty of vision around their base with all these melon trees, as well as just having a lot of archers and stuff. It'd be difficult to get in there with a mine. More peasants being brought out over here, of course. Eagle is harassing builders over here, as they do. And Legolas continue to pick off enemies. What was Legolas? What happened to Legolas? Ah, cripple, of course. Cripple has happened. There's the Dragon Strike once again. Oh, Ecthelion didn't move his army at all. Brutal. Dragon Strike in one is super cool. It looks so much better as well. Oh, that was nasty. And down goes Legolas, sending 900 monies to the enemy. Saruman's now almost level 9, so he's getting there. He's getting there. But Ecthelion has lost his complete momentum, I think, and ArcHangel's now pushing back very, very fiercely. And I think think Ecthelion is going to lose this match. He didn't finish off his enemy, and I think he's going to push back and win the match. It's pretty, this guy feels bad, man. That's what happens when you can't finish your opponent and you let them recuperate sometimes. Unless they're a really bad player, which, of course, ArCh4Ng3L was one of the best. He is not going to give up. Go back on a win. And there's another Elven Barracks. Ecthelion's not doing terribly great on money. He does have Flood. I don't know where he's going to use it, though. I doubt he's going to use it on his own base. Guess don't normally miss, though. Money-wise, though, he's at 1,800 as opposed to ArCh4Ng3L, who's sitting at almost 3,000. ArCh4Ng3L also has his Watcher ready, just about has Dragon ready. If not, I think he is ready, actually. I think he's really just trying to get Saruman level 10 at this point. Maybe they're both trying to get Saruman level 10 at this point, who knows? I think Ecthelion knows he's going to lose this match. But if we could at least see... Oh no, Saruman's going to die! Does he have heal? No, he's used the evil heal already. That's unfortunate. He's giving experience to his troops. But he has nicely microed him out of there. He has taken over something. I don't know if this will kill Ecthelion. It might. Does Ecthelion have a builder anywhere? Doesn't look like it. So if this fortress falls, I think that's it. I think Saruman just died. Oh no. He was so close to level 10. Don't do this to me. Oh, that feels bad. That feels real bad. Saruman was the brink of level 10, showing us his sweet Thunderbolt. Although Ecthelion's not dead, there's still time. Please tell me ArCh4Ng3L is going to bring him back. Bring Sexy back, hopefully. Ecthelion should be able to hold with this Eagle and some archers, I think, for a little bit at least. It doesn't look like ArCh4Ng3L was making much else while he was on that final assault there. So now he needs more stuff. But I'm hoping that's just Saruman. Buy more stuff. All he literally needs is some crossbows. And Saruman, I think, at this point. And lurks, maybe. I think he'll win the game. He'll have to be careful of big powers, of course. He is sitting on Dragon, but he's not using it because I think he wants to get that Saruman level 10. I feel it. You can feel it in the water. Perhaps. I could be wrong, of course. But generally speaking, you don't level up a Saruman all game just to have him go level 9.5 and then just end the game. Because that sucks. We got more Corsairs being brought out. There's the Dragon Summon. Now that he has something to use it on. I suppose why not, right? Luckily, Dragon doesn't do much damage to the fort, so shouldn't be a problem. Ecthelion is starting to rebuild a bit. Saruman hasn't come back. This worries me greatly. Where is my precious? Where is the ring? I'm sure. Yeah, he's doing literally nothing. But he is somehow hitting the Elven Barracks on the far left. That range of the dragon is nuts. Look at that. That cone is huge. Does he do friendly fire? I don't think he does. Although we do have an arrow volley, which should take out anything that isn't the dragon. The dragon's starting to do some damage. Slowly but surely. But of course if this building falls, everything else falls with it. Yeah, looks like ArCh4Ng3L's going for the kill here. Which is highly unfortunate. Oh, there goes level 9. He's so close. I don't think he has enough defense here. Also, I feel like the enemy is being debuffed by Freezing Rain, even though it's a... Isengard is being debuffed by their own Freezing Rain, it looks like. I don't know how that works. Elves don't have Freezing Rain. He abandoned Saruman. This displeases me. Oh, this should be the last thrills of death. He's starting to barracks though. Lurks is back out. And down goes the fortress of Ecthelion. There we go, Saruman's back. I don't know why I was even looking. I forgot he actually made the sound. Oh god, he's super close. Ecthelion does still have an inn in the bottom left and the top right though. He still produce peasants to his heart's content. There's the Watcher summon. Oh, will he grab the builder? Watcher has a tendency to eat your builder, like straight up, so. What? What was that? I don't know. I don't think he actually grabbed him, because it looks like he's building. So he just had a phantom snack, apparently. It's a little unusual. So ArCh4Ng3L doing the classic triangle wall in the center. It's really nice, really nice. Ooh, is Legolas gonna fall to the might of the Wildman? Hopefully not. Hopefully it falls to Saruman. Nope, Saruman's not gonna get there in time. And with Legolas' death, that's all that's left. Got level 10 Saruman. Just use it. I don't care if there's nothing there. Yeah. Oh, so sick. Okay, now the game can end. Oh, it's so good. So why can you hear, like, a new power is rising, but you can't hear any of the other cool abilities when they use them? I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with how they work. He's taken the troops and given them experience. That's next level. Well, that was a game. It's not over yet, though. Of course. Still get the eagle down here. He has to neutralize his builder if he's going to end the game for real, or else Ecthelion will continue running around building stuff, I'd imagine. His heart's content. Saruman is still going to be a problem, though, which the eagle should be able to deal with. He hasn't actually sent any reinforcements to Saruman. But I think now that he's used his level 10, it's probably okay for Saruman. That said, he could always use it again if he doesn't. It's preferably. Maybe not. Eagle changing targets though. Saruman got that. It's alive. Now there's a fully upgraded army of Urukai ready to do some damage. One eagle probably not going to be enough to deal with this, especially if they split up. They'll be able to take out all these buildings before anything happens. We even have a Isengard builder being brought in over here. Start construction before the corpse is even dead. It's like moving in while your tenant is still living there. Weird. Previous tenant, not your tenant. Unless you're moving into your own house that you own, I guess. I don't know. But the majority of Ecthelion stuff is dead. Is this his last stuff? Probably not. Nope, he's building a thing here. And of course, ArCh4Ng3L is very aware of this. Does he have any big powers to use? He has stopped it. Oh, but the builder getting saved by the clutch eagle. I swear to God, I'm hearing Saruman powers going off. I don't see him. He desperately wants to kill this builder, and I can't blame him. Oh, the builder's fallen into shadow. And with it, Ecthelion passes into legend. Wow, what a game. That was amazing. Cool. Well, there you go. That was a long one, but very enjoyable. Both players very skilled. It went out hard. There's a lot of silly stuff in there as well, like towers and walls. I like to see all that added in. And of course, we get to see a level 10 Saruman, which is lovely. So yeah, very cool. So that was a good game. I thought it was pretty nice. And nice to see a comeback from ArCh4Ng3L. I think Ecthelion had the game won, but he let his... Maybe he let his enemy come back on purpose. Maybe he let it come back on accident. But he lost momentum and he lost the game. So, ouch. But there you go. That has been a cast of the Lord of the Rings Battle from Middle-earth 2, patch 1.9. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.